All right. So it's been a while. I'm sorry.
Not
Hey,
your
Rich is
fault.
even online. Um, Howdy.
Sorry about being late.
Oh, no worries. You're exactly 1 minute late. I'll forgive you this time. Yeah, been a while. How has everybody been over the last several weeks?
I've been doing pretty well.
Sick, but otherwise okay.
I feel that. Antibiotics are some magical shit, though.
Yep.
All right. Tough crowd. That's cool. I made a couple of quick modifications to the map, the reason for which will become apparent basically as soon as we get going. I did a little lore dump about the Vonendod and some of the things that it did back in the day. I'm just going to plug that again because I'm a little bit proud of it. And yeah. I updated some of the character stuff as well. I have no idea if anybody actually uses the lists of characters that I have, but
I do.
well, there's a couple more updates in there. Jeff, are you there? I haven't heard you say anything yet. I just want to make sure.
Who?
Jeff, Adriel.
Oh no.
All right, we've lost one. We have lost one.
No, they were so young.
And beautiful.
So damn beautiful.
All right. So, who remembers what we did last month?
We burned it to the ground.
The entire month.
Sounds about right.
I don't remember. Wait, was last session the session when you guys burned the ship to the ground?
No. That was the session before.
Okay.
Yeah. This
But
this
that
last
wasn't
one.
good session.
This one was not burning a ship down, but actually using it. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
dealing
right.
with some tough crowd druids.
Oh yes, the druids. What happy people they are.
And then dealing with a not so tough crowd, Harper Wizard, and getting some cool access to cool technology.
Teleportation circles. The best.
And learning about not so cool devourers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then messing with a Yellow King disciple.
Were you guys messing with them? I thought that you guys actually agreed to go check out and see if anybody...
Yeah, and you know it was because he was messing with him.
What?
You were totally messing with him. Yeah, you're going to do it, but
No.
you're not going to do it for the reason you said.
Oh, I know that! God.
But that's not messing with him.
That's totally messing with him.
No, that's outright lying to him so I can spy
Yeah.
on him.
That's psychological messing with him.
Messing with him would be if he told him he was going to show up and then he didn't. You're just lying.
But that's what our boss is saying not to do.
Yeah, basically.
Did he? I thought he said you just shouldn't waste your time on him.
Not in so many words, but he doesn't seem like a fan of you guys going down to really of anything that you guys want to do with them.
I feel like he'll come around once he sees whatever's in the book.
If we can figure that shit out.
I wonder. I actually do. I have no idea if you guys will find them.
Someone find a locate object for that shit. Someone get a scroll.
If only
What
it was
are we
made
trying
out of
to-
adamantium.
I think I missed a step there somewhere.
No, the rod does. I mean, the rod's 4 feet long and it weighs 100 pounds, but it casts locate up. It's not specifically.
Oh.
It casts locate.
It just works
objects
better for
generally.
adamantium.
Yeah,
Right. Which
actually,
is why I was saying
no,
it'd be awesome if it was adamantium.
here you
The
should
thing
be
where-
looking. The full description of the rod is now visible to you guys. Hopefully.
Yeah, see, it'd be really useful if we could get that near the place we're going to go and just and then cast the search or locate object to see if it's inside. Then we know how much time we need to waste, or more specifically, not waste there.
Exactly.
I mean, if you guys want a hull, you didn't leave the rod with the Harper guy, did you? With what's his face?
I thought it was just the piece.
Crowan. I mean, yeah, I figured you'd just leave the piece. The piece is kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Not that a 4-foot long, 100-pound rod isn't awkward.
Yeah, but that's about the size of a person, so much more manageable.
It's awkward, but not in the same way.
All right. Shoo.
You know, if we have ox carry it, it probably just looks like a staff.
Oh God.
That's true. I bet that's a monk weapon.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna hurt it too much. It's made of adamantine, isn't it?
It is.
So as long as you don't hit anything harder than adamantine, you're fine, right?
That would actually be
Something
kind of
harder than
amazing.
Adamantine. Got it.
I mean, if you do, then whatever you hit with, it's going to be pretty valuable in and of itself. So I'm down with this plan.
So that'd be pretty badass.
Hit everything with the rod until I find something harder than it. Got it.
Oh, that would be hilarious just to see your character kind of randomly just kind of smacking things with it casually.
I don't think Ox is that strong, though.
Oh God, that even sounds like something Ox might do.
Hello?
Hey,
Yay!
Have you been able to hear this whole time?
I can't hear.
No.
See, I often have the other problem where Discord will just have it to where I can hear everyone, but nobody can hear me.
Oh, there we go.
Better?
Maybe?
Can you hear us now?
Yes. I also,
Yeah.
it wasn't even showing attempted broadcast. So I didn't realize you guys were talking.
Oh shit. That's awful and weird.
So we
Yeah.
were discussing having Ox use the Rod of the Von and Dodd detector to
having Ox hit everything with his rod.
as a monk weapon and just beat everything with it because it's adamantine.
We could say it's his blind person feeler cane.
If you can lift it, why not?
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure
the
what your stat
spirit.
profile looks like.
That is the spirit. Sorry?
Oh, I said I'm not sure what Ox's stat profile looks like.
I have a strength of 12.
Can probably lift 100 pounds then. Whether or not you'll be able to wield that effectively is a
Yeah, I mean, like I
very-
can carry it. I just don't think I could toss it around or use it as a weapon.
I mean,
Well, you do DBZ training.
if
Big
you
heavyweight, you
tried,
practice with it until you're amazing.
if you tried to use the rod as a weapon, you would do a shit job, but you could do it, and it would have a big ass damage dice on it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it is literally more than half of my carrying capacity.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
cool. We got bags of holding.
You're not wrong.
Now we just need to get a gauntlets or belt of giant strength.
There you go.
What's their rarity?
Varies depending on what kind of giant.
Isn't like ogre strength or something like that, or is that a belt?
Oh, it might be gauntlets of ogre strength, belts of giant strength.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. The gauntlets I want to say are either uncommon or rare.
I think
So,
they're uncommon.
potentially
Gauntlets
within.
of ogre power.
Uncommon.
Strength 21 is only rare on belts.
Yeah,
I
but
think
strength-
the 23 strength 23 ones are also rare.
Very rare.
Yeah. Strength
But
21
25
doesn't.
is the same tier as that.
Yeah. 21 doesn't even really get you anything good for strength, though.
It's a +5. It's as good as you're going to get without magic, unless you're a 20th level barbarian.
Right. But unless you're like. Odds are that by the point you're getting rare items, you're going to have like 18 strength at least. Right?
If you grab defeat at 4th level.
Oh, that's true.
Unless you're a shaman that just wants to be able to hit things.
That is
It's-
also true.
I mean, aside from the fact that, yes, it's more useful to secondary.
I was also about to ask who grabs a feat at 4th level, and then I remembered who I was talking to.
I usually like to grab them early because they're character defining. Plus, I don't assume I'm going to get to play long enough to start picking up feats after I
That's
max
true.
out.
Yeah, no, that's
If you
fine.
wait till 12th level, you're probably not going to play there.
Plus, if you do your build rate, you can do really broken things with feats.
They're more powerful at low levels, too.
Yes, don't worry. I remember. All right. So, Cliff's notes of last session. You left Yartar. You went to Shadowtop Cathedral. You met a bunch of druids. There was a disappearing tree. You went to Everland. On the way to Everland, you saw a devourer. Once in Everland, you you talked to Crowan Valhero, the Harper Wizard. You figured out what the fuck that ring you've been flashing at people for the last several sessions is. And he gave you some sweet books on giant lore. One of which I believe I still owe you guys. I think one of you guys asked for just a straight up book about giants in general and like different types and stuff, which we'll see if I have time to write that this week.
Thank you.
You're not wrong. After Everland, you found that your Harper friend had a sweet set of teleportation circles that go all over the place. And he teleported you straight back to Waterdeep. Once in Waterdeep, you went to chat with the resident lord who's been hiring you guys, Lord Naboon. Lord Naboon had just kicked out a disciple of the Yellow King who claimed that somebody had been stealing from his temple. You guys agreed to help for not entirely altruistic reasons. what am I saying? For completely non-altruistic reasons. And we ended off with Lord Naboon asking you guys about the Giant Lords and what you guys knew about them. I believe that's everything.
That covers everything I wrote down.
All right. So, straight from where we left off, what do you guys know about the Giant Lords so far, in character?
They're pretty big.
They're giant even.
Very, very large, yes.
Or at least I'm sure they would be if they weren't missing.
That's true.
I also
Fair point.
understand they're somewhat lordly.
And they were all in touch until they weren't.
Just before Lord Naboon starts yelling at us, I'll start filling them in. We know the names of the most recent ones, because what's his name?
Zephyros.
Zephyros dropped those names to us, told us who was the last known in charges. He knows that Hecaton is completely out of contact, which is scary. The other ones are around, but they're not really talking to each other. And they all seem to be worried about the same thing, which is the ordning being out of order, or whatever they call it.
The Ordning, yes.
Yeah. And so they're all trying to reassert their power and prove their worth, which means there's a lot of internal conflict within each of them. So, for example, we know the Frost Giants had a major split internally, and we resolved one of those, but we have a feeling that those kind of break away. So-and-so sees an opportunity to take power. Situations are happening all over the place. Oh, and a fire giant wants to get a weapon that killed a god.
Didn't kill a god, fought a god. It would be a very big problem if it had killed Bahamut.
Well,
Especially
anyway, he's
for
trying to get that one back
you.
together. I wouldn't be here to complain if it did.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't believe you have. Ask me about that after game. Not now. Yeah, I believe that about covers everything you guys know. All right. So Lord Naboon, currently leaning towards you, hands interlaced in front of him. It's a bit more than what I know, but I have a few things that you might currently be lacking. So we've located a pair of the missing giant lords. We've located Chief Ga of the Hill Giants.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's. Oh shit, we're missing one on the list of. On the current list of. Here we are. That's her name. We've located Chief Ga of the Hill Giants, and Thane Kyolithica of the Stone Giants. And they're both up to something around. We're still looking for the remainder. We've spotted Countess Sansuri's flying castle overflying the north. She seems to be heading east, but we don't know exactly where she is. She's probably somewhere towards the Anarok Desert. As for Duke Valdo and Balto and Jarl Storvold, we have nothing. For now, they're ghosts. Reports of fire giants are all over the continent, and frost giants mostly along the coast, though they've been coming further south and spreading out a bit more. But the storm?
Yes, I'm looking for someone in particular.
Hecaton. Or Hecaton.
Oh, sorry, the stone.
Oh, stone. Paleolithica? I'll spell it in a sec.
All right, so fire giants are all over the place. We kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah.
We have a vague sense of at least what some of the frost giants are doing, or what they're going to try to do now.
Yes. Yes, you do. So hill giants. The hill giants are focused around a place called Grudhog. It's actually not too far to the northeast of here, just to the west of the high forest. That's one of the places I've marked on you guys' map. These stone giants are actually not far away from the Anarok Desert. They're in a place called Deadstone Cleft. They've met up with a bunch of barbarians in the area and apparently have somehow won their allegiance. Somehow.
Hmm.
So, I believe I mentioned earlier how I've been given some free rein on how to deal with the giant problem around here. I am extremely impressed, shall we say, with your performance. You dealt with the frost giants well, you dealt with other giant problems on your way back down here. You have been extremely helpful. I believe that you're capable of handling almost whatever the world can throw at you at this point.
Such high praise from my lord.
Only the truth. Which is why before I give assignments to the other adventurers in my employ, I wanted to to give you a choice. There are 5 giant lords that we know of around the surface. Each of them will need to be dealt with or contained somehow. But there's also one other thing that I wanted to speak to you about. And you specifically. The Storm King. No one knows where he is. No one's been able to divine his whereabouts, or anything about him, really, since he disappeared. We may have found a way to reach him, though, or to at least find a way to him. Is this of interest to you, or would you rather deal with one of the other giant lords? I understand that you've met and had words with both frost and fire giants. If you wanted to deal with those, or if you're sick of them, I understand completely.
With your lordship's pardon, it's not a question I think we've even thought to discuss. Can you give us a few moments to make a choice?
Oh, absolutely.
Before that,
I
can you give us some more information about what you meant about the Storm King? Specifically about reaching him or finding him?
So, I had another chat with Zephyros. while you were on your way back. Zephyros tells me that there is an old shrine sacred to the giant gods somewhere, hidden somewhere in the north, not far from the ruins of Astoria. And that within said shrine there is an oracle of the All-Father himself. Zephyros believes that the sight of an oracle such as this one will be more aligned to the Storm King and to others of his kind, and will allow for us to see him where others could not. The problem is we don't know exactly where it is. Only that it's north somewhere.
And Zephyros, if we were to go this direction, Zephyros wishes us to locate the Oracle in order to help him locate the Storm King.
In order to help all of us locate the Storm King. But yes. The hope would be that if you found this place, which he insists on referring to as the Eye of the All-Father. Somebody just dropped. Maybe they didn't. That's weird. He insists on referring to it as the Eye of the All-Father. That it would be able to give direction as to how to find the king where others have failed.
That sounds like quite the treasure hunt.
Certainly would be. There's, as with all good treasure hunts, there's also Zephyros also leaves a hint, besides just a general direction. Allegedly, there is a frost giant traveling through the north, through the spine of the world, and through the north, shall we say, by the name of Harshnag. Zephyros believes that Harshnag may know where the Eye of the All-Father is.
Well, we at least seem to be on better terms with frost giants than others, so... He's turning back to the rest of the group.
Harshnag is not quite like his brethren. He could almost be defined as good.
Almost.
If you believe in such things. Harshnag he's still a giant, but he trusts little people. He's even been known to save them on occasion and to help them. He wanders around mostly for solitude, but sometimes to aid the settlements up there that would otherwise perish. As giants go, I'd say that qualifies him as good.
Certainly an improvement over the average.
Too right. Now, have you further questions about our little special mission, or shall I leave you to decide?
The other giants whose locations are known, what evidence do we have of them?
People have seen them. Basically. So there have been large so around both of the areas that he described, there have been large concentrations of hill and stone giants present. The hill giant place in particular, there's one hill giant who everybody who's seen her has described as the largest they've ever seen.
Well, I don't know about you lot, darlings, but if we're going after treasure, I'm a bit more inclined to go for the highest one on the totem, so this talk of potentially finding Hecaton intrigues me.
We have far less to go on in that case, but I can't say that I fancy the idea of a fight right away.
And perhaps if we can find him eventually, it can deal with the rest.
It is a rather large problem to deal with piecemeal.
Heading straight for the source does have some advantages. I'm not certain I'll be welcome there, though.
Why particularly there?
Paladin.
Yep. Adriel's response would just be to kind of display the shield with the holy symbol of Bahamut on it.
And yet I cannot help but believe that the Hillstone and Fire Giants would take it worse.
She does have a point.
They're not
Paladin.
friends. I don't think any of them are going to particularly like me.
Exactly.
Raiding their temples feels a little more aggressive than just driving them off from lands they're not welcome in.
Well, you certainly don't have to directly, I suppose. We are here to aid.
I will say, I think we're better equipped for traveling to the north in general anyway, though. We have, like, cold weather gear and stuff. I do want to ask Noboon what if anything he plans to do about the undead in the swamp.
They are nearly on your doorstep.
For now, contain them. Diverting our resources enough to try and crush both of them at the same time is to crush both the giants and our undead problem at the same time is would be foolish, I believe.
Makes sense.
We're trying to. There was an order of wizards who specialized in the undead in the area a while ago, but they seem to have vanished, unfortunately.
When you say specialized, do you mean in a sort of creation sense or in a sort of removing sense?
They both, I suppose.
That's something you don't hear of every day.
The Order of Ceriso wasn't exactly your ordinary group of people. Unfortunately, nobody's had contact with them for years.
I think we'd like to borrow any books you happen to have on them.
Sure. Hey, Flint,
Yep,
do you still have that lovely Google Doc that you wrote up about
I
them?
do.
Okay. Do you want to link that?
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks.
I can't really argue against the wisdom of dealing with one problem at a time. And if we can bring about a particularly beneficial relationship with the giants out of this, perhaps we can use the one problem to deal with the other in a more friendly sense than simply tricking them into fighting.
That is actually a very good point.
I'd be very surprised if we pull that off, but it's certainly worth attempting.
Just think of it as a gold challenge win condition.
So, Lord Naboon speaks again. Have you made a decision, or shall I leave you be for a little while longer?
I think we're kind of rolling into a consensus here.
Well, I'll let that consensus roll to a stop, if you don't mind.
I guess does anyone have a reason not to go for the Oracle?
Nope.
Certainly the most interesting.
Strike at the heart. Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. Alrighty. Brilliant. Brilliant. Soon as you leave, I'll start dispatching adventurers to chase down rumors and contain the ones we know. I am extremely glad that you will be the ones to be dealing with this. It really does have the potential to end all of this. So thank you.
We are at your service, my lord.
Thank you. Now, have you any further questions? I have many other adventurers to give orders to today. But I'm willing to spend the time to answer yours.
Where was Harshnag last seen?
Last place he was seen. Last place he was seen was around Silvery Moon, just north of Everland.
Yes, all right.
About how long ago was that?
Valharo sent me word a couple of weeks ago.
Hmm.
Silvery Moon should at least give you a direction.
Yeah.
If you're in the area, yeah, Waterdeep's far enough south, they probably don't have those lying around. If you're in the area, do see if you can find word of the Order of Cerizo. It has been a while, and it would be very useful to have them around. The giants take priority, though. The Order of Cerizo is just a nice side thing. You could even call it a quest on the side.
Oh, you do always have the way with words, darling.
I do, don't I? He looks very pleased with himself.
Truly a masterful gift, my lord.
Indeed. I believe you have ways of transporting at least close to Silvery Moon, though. Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Any other questions?
Not immediately.
Not at the moment, my lord. So I suppose we should probably get out of your lovely hair.
I suppose so. He opens a drawer on his desk and pulls out a stone with an ear, with the shape of an ear carved into it. Here, take this. Let me take a look at that in a sec. Take this. It's a sending stone. I won't guarantee that I'll always be next to it, but if you have any further questions, ask me. Speak into the stone, and somebody will always at least be near it to take down any messages you send.
A most gracious gift, my lord.
Well, just saves the trouble of writing letters.
Would we be able to receive messages that way?
Yes.
Okay. Assuming we're listening.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
All right. So if you do have any further questions, use the stone. Otherwise, I bid you adieu.
A pleasure as always, my lord.
He inclines his head and shows you all the door. As you're exiting his office, Lord Naboon sticks his head out the door and calls, Jeeves! Send the next group of adventurers as soon as you can, will you? Yes, my lord! But a servant will lead you all in. I'm sorry, I seem to have Circle sites were the last campaign, I think.
We don't have teleportation circle locations.
Oh, those are the turquoise squares on the map.
Yeah, I'm just thinking a bunch of colored squares are not necessarily as indicative of something that just screams, "I'm a circle and I'm magical."
Well, he did put a legend slightly on the side, but it's kind of difficult to see being turquoise on blue.
That was not
Where is
me,
it?
but
Somebody did.
Right over the scale.
Yeah, the bottom left.
Oh,
Map without a legend is like a graph without labels.
You can usually kind of figure out what a map's going for, though.
I mean,
We just need more, another bit of legend for the other, squares of different colors.
Yeah, they're all just squares.
yeah, a bunch of them are only there because I can't figure out how to remove them. If we're being totally honest.
You just select them and hit delete. You just gotta make sure you're on the same layer as them.
Yeah, I can't.
And if clicking on them is not working, if you just do the box selection on them.
There we go. I'll get through it. All right. So, you're out in Waterdeep now. What do?
I picked up my sword, so I have that.
Yes, you have your fancy new whip sword.
Shopping. Still want to see about enchanting my pipe.
Right, that was a thing you were looking for.
enchanted to do what?
Assuming she's fine, with the downtime of not being able to smoke anything. Get my fix.
Right. All right. So. Yes, the sword whip was a +0.
Okay.
It is enchantable in the future.
Yeah.
For the moment, +0. So Ned, wait, fuck, damn, it's been a while since I did that. Rich, I know you wanted to go check out the Friendly Neighborhood Disciples Temple. Do you want people to go with you? Does anybody want to go with him?
I mean, I suppose it depends on how much backup is desired.
Does Rich want to go? Because Rich is the one who's got her name.
Sorry, yes, I do want to go. And if anybody has locate object or a convenient way of casting that, that would be awesome. But
I can cast that, yes.
because at the very least, that'll tell me if I need to dick around or not at all. Because if I don't have to dick around, then it should just be a quick in and out. And a hush falls over the crowd.
I'll go with
I was
you.
trying not to make an in and out joke.
All right. So Adriel's going with Rich. Anybody else? Ox, Sil.
Well, you implied that shopping for cold weather gear here might be less than productive, so I'm not sure that I have anything better to be doing.
Yeah, Waterdeep's pretty far south.
I'm sure they have coats and stuff.
Yeah, but they're like...
I'm sure if we go to Everland, they would have some.
Do they
Yeah.
sell coats in, like, Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets really cold at night.
Well,
I actually got a winter coat in Texas one year.
some of it is also there's probably not the kind of selection you guys up where it's actually cold get, but
I mean, you're not going to be
there
able
is
to
a
get
lot
like
of decent
full
stuff here.
snowsuits.
You can,
You can, but you have to
go
kind
to
of
like
like piece
Academy.
it together.
And yeah, it really depends on the time of year, but you generally can find it because for people traveling is one of the biggest reasons.
Okay.
So slightly longer shopping. If you want to delay until we get up to Lake Brinchander or somewhere, but you probably want to get at least something on the way up there.
Yeah, I mean, you have a teleportation circle to fucking Mirabar.
Yeah.
There's definitely cold weather gear there. I promise you that. But yeah, so there is cold weather gear in Waterdeep, I guess. It's just not very good.
Well, with the circle, I can afford to wait.
Firm?
Yeah, where were we headed exactly after this?
That's up to you guys.
Okay.
Naboon told you that the last sighting of Harshnag was in Silvery Moon. So you can chase that. You can just head straight into the mountains. You can try, like, there's a whole wad of dwarven communities around the north that might have some idea. In particular, Mirabar is right next to the mountains that you're interested in for this.
Out of character, we should probably go find Harshnag first. In character, though, we should totally just go straight to Mirabar, not even talk to the dwarves, and just go into the mountains.
Though he was
Both
last
of them
seen
sound
in
like-
by Silvery Moon, so it might be better to go to Everland than up.
Yeah, there isn't a magic circle in Silver Moon proper, I don't think.
No, it's just
I
Everland.
really can't see walking into the spine of the world without some sort of preparation in advance being a particularly wise plan or one that is likely to actually save time compared to finding out where we're headed for.
No, listen, it doesn't matter whether or not we get instructions there beforehand or not. Fate will guide us.
I don't like that plan.
Out of
No.
character, I really hope by fate you mean someone other than me.
Some guy named Fate.
Have
His
you
parents
perhaps
had high
heard of-
hopes.
Trust me, darling, fate is a very harsh mistress.
Have you perhaps heard the saying, "The gods help those who help themselves"?
Sometimes not even then.
Improves your chances, though.
But yeah, I'm all for going to Silvery Moon and then asking around. I mean, I don't imagine there were a lot of visiting frost giants. So I don't think we're going to have to be very particular. Although I guess we should get as much information on Harshnag as he has above and beyond. He's a frost giant and not a dick.
Though I
Maybe.
suppose that might be really easy.
Bummer,
Have you
yeah.
seen a frost giant around who's not a dick?
Yeah, I can't imagine there's like a lot of them, but
But yes, do what we need to do here and then probably hop up to Everland again. Seems like the best option. If we need to then hop over to Mirabar, that's easy enough.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Cool. Alrighty. So, Disciple Temple. Did we set who was going? Rich, Adriel, yes. I think at least somebody else had said they wanted to go just because they had nothing better to do.
I mean, that's not
Ox will
exactly
go.
a great reason, but camaraderie.
Yes, I suppose. Though, depending on if I can find someone to deal with my wand. Though I wouldn't want to go without it in the meanwhile, if we're going in here.
Inks needs someone to deal with her wand.
Mm-hmm.
Giggity.
You said it, not me.
As if there was any other.
Yeah.
It needs fresh magic batteries.
All right. So, Ox, are you going to the temple?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Inks, you'll go as long as you can have your wand. Syl, are you going? Sorry, I've totally missed that in this whole thing.
Yes, I'm going.
All right. All of you are going. Awesome. Sure makes life easier. So, we're going to we're just gonna head straight there before you guys do any shopping. So, Temple of the Disciples of the Yellow King in Waterdeep is down towards the docks, not quite on them, in a not as good part of town. The building itself stands out only because it's the only building that looks refurbished on the block. Plus, it's been entirely painted yellow.
Ew.
Yep. Outside, there are a couple of guys in yellow robes, hood down, with a surprisingly good-smelling stew pot sitting between them that they are periodically stirring. There's a small line of people of all ages, really. Some young children, some teenagers with an urchin-like look, some older people, some emaciated, what looks like middle-aged people, all waiting for some food. The disciples are slowly getting through the whole line.
I'm going to duck into an alleyway and then cast Disguise Self to look like a down on her luck young half elf who does not look like me.
Okay. The detect evil and good, was that up?
I was just looking to see how the spell works.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I do have it prepared.
I would expect nothing less given where you're going. All right. So you join the back of the line. You actually look a little bit better off than most of the people in this line.
I want to make sure I look like I belong there.
Yeah, you still look like you belong. You still look like shit.
Okay.
Words that, everybody wants to hear. But,
You're high grade shit today.
yeah.
Only the best.
You wore the nice rags to go get food. But they slowly work your way down. Okay. Okay. Do you want to cast the locate object at any point?
When I get closer, definitely, but I have to make sure I do it in a way that isn't obvious that I'm casting a spell.
Yeah. Disguise self isn't concentration.
It is not.
That's kind of surprising. But yeah, you can make your way through the line. Nobody's really looking at you. So if you want to disguise your casting, make a sleight of hand to hide your somatic. Your verbal you can pass off as just muttering.
And I have a thorough description of the object he's looking at.
Okay.
All right, sleight of hand.
I'm good at rolling things. Shut up. Okay, they roll a 7. So nobody sees you casting locate object. Give me the spell description real quick. Just roll it. So you're going with the nearest object of a particular kind, or?
Well, we're looking for, I guess, nearest book of codes.
Nearest book of codes. Okay. So you do sense a book of codes within the church, within the temple.
I have 10 minutes to find it, but I will. I'm sure we pre-decided on the signal. Indicate the signal that it's here.
You scratch your nose and then twink your ear. Actually, what is your signal, guys?
Probably something like that, or I scratch a particular part of my face. I'm dirty and got things, but and then
Dirty
probably
Elf
followed
just picks
by
her nose.
Stand up straight and wave your arms in a very noticeable manner.
No, that's the panic signal. I need help.
We could do that, but we do have perhaps a better option. You may recall that I have a helm of telepathy, yes?
In fact, you do.
Are you wearing the helm?
I think we confirmed that it's actually a sweet-looking hat of telepathy, so
It
yes.
is a very fancy hat of telepathy, yes.
Okay. You're just standing around being arrogant, but yeah. Between some kind of small signal and then probably just looking straight at the building right after the signal. And then telepathy, it's in the building.
All right, yeah. Everybody knows there's a thing in the building. Are you going to stay in line after casting?
I'm going to stay in line.
All right.
This is a key place to be. But y'all are the ones who promised to investigate a crime.
We've probably got 2 minutes left before you reach the front of the line and get your stew.
So given that you know the direction to it, can we kind of triangulate it?
As long as I concentrate on it, it's kind of like a constant beacon towards it.
Yeah. I mean, you could triangulate it. Yeah. I don't know if you have.
Not for nothing, Adriel definitely does not have the math skills.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think any of you guys really have either the math skills or the measuring equipment to make trying to triangulate it worthwhile.
Well, trying to triangulate it particularly exactly, no, but it's an orienteering skill to be able to locate something on a map from a couple of sightings.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, if you try from like both corners of the front of the church, you can probably get a decent idea of where it is.
So I will communicate this.
All right. So, Adriel, 2 minutes after your casting, you make it to the front of the line. The disciple, who is handing out bowls, gives you a warm smile and hands you a bowl full of surprisingly good-smelling stew.
I will take the stew with thanks.
He inclines his head and says, "The Yellow King bless you."
Like, you're a paladin. You
Nervous
can't get
smile.
diseased or, like, poisoned, right?
I have some resistance to that, yes.
That's
How
great.
reassuring.
You are immune to disease.
Yeah, I'm straight up immune to disease. There's no like magical disease exception, but I can be poisoned.
I
Although that
imagine
is
if they're
difficult
up
to
to
do.
something, it's probably not poisoning the poor on a Tuesday.
You know what though? I prepared detect poison and disease just in case.
I'm sure you can brainwash the poor through poison.
Why bother when you can brainwash them through being nice to them?
Those bastards!
Imagine that.
The old gaining their trust through acts of kindness scam.
The
Works
oldest
every
one in the
time.
book.
I know nothing about that.
Of course you don't. You are a pure angel.
Exactly. Thank you.
Can you hear me rolling my eyes as I say that?
No, because you're such a wonderful person. You wouldn't do that.
Flattery will get you nowhere, except in the cases where it does. Of which there are
So many examples.
almost.
Well, if they don't have anything to say beyond "May the Yellow King bless you," I will take my bowl and head further down and kind of keeping a sense of what direction it is, trying to get a guess as to where in the building the code book might be.
Okay. So a weird thing happens
Mhm.
when you're crossing about the midpoint of the church. The object location thing. I don't know how to describe it. The feeling of where the object is, like your sense of where it is, disappears for a little bit as you cross the midpoint.
So does it come back as I keep going?
It does.
Huh. Try not to
There's some lead.
break my stride. If they put it back in a lead box or something, like that wouldn't be unusual, but it would just disappear.
Right, instead it disappeared
they
as you
walked
moved
behind
past it.
something.
So what's more
Yeah.
interesting than the book, I wonder?
But yeah, well, lead or one of the other things that can stop it. But lead would be the, if you're doing it on purpose, option.
Locate object actually doesn't specify anything besides lead. So
Yeah. It's also a thin sheet of lead works on like all divination. So
That's kind of amusing that way. It's a wonder they wanted to turn it into gold if it does that.
but with gold, you can buy more lead.
who needs protection against divination if you're just fucking rich?
I ask
Okay,
myself
I'm
that
not
every
sure.
day.
I'm not sure how fucking me would help us find this thing at all.
Ah!
You gotta take one for the team.
You have to seduce your way into the church. It's the only way.
My time has come.
I mean, you could do that. I certainly can think of at least one other plausible option, assuming that the building isn't hermetically sealed.
This is Forgotten Realms. It is not hermetically sealed. We're gonna save that for like level 10 at least.
Yeah, it's probably pretty expensive to really cut something off.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
use walls of force.
That's pricey.
Yes.
At least some of us already. I mean, we have a reason to be in here at least because we kind of talked to the person.
Right, but do I have a sense as to where in the building the book is?
In fact, you do. It seems like it's a bit in the middle of the building. It's down a little bit as well, a little bit below ground.
Middle of the basement, roughly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a question: what would happen if you cast locate object on a sheet of lead?
The universe implodes.
Well, it depends on whether or not that sheet of lead is covered by another sheet of lead.
I have to admit, if it's you would only be able to locate the outside of the sheet of lead.
But there's no way to protect you from locating the outside of the sheet of lead. So really, locate object is at the very least useful to always being able to tell you when there's something worth hiding from locate object.
Not necessarily. There could always just not be anything.
Then why is there lead? And it's in sheet, no less.
Plus, I don't know, in 5th edition, at least in the earlier editions, there were spells to protect things from scrying as well, including
Well, now I'm
objects.
thinking, okay, that is a realistic exploit of the spell. I think you're totally right about that. So if I had stuff and I wanted to hide from thieves, I would have a bunch of trap boxes with lead sheeting on them. So here you go. Here's 5 boxes with lead sheet on them. 4 of them are bombs.
That's fantastic.
Good luck with that.
I feel like bombs might be a bit much. You don't want to blow up your own things.
I-
But poison traps, yes.
Well, the thing is that they're actually all 5 of them are bombs.
Because
the real one
you're,
is just buried under dirt.
the fact is that your real treasure is actually a bomb in and of itself.
God damn it!
He was
Devices.
6 years old. It took him all day.
No. The real treasure is a glitter bomb. That's the worst.
Oh, if you're thanking us for this idea, there's even better stuff.
Oh, I have no doubt. You guys never fail to come up with weird and strangely excellent shit.
Shoot, I'm trying to find it. There was a PDF I used to have that had a ton of really great traps.
I do, however, think I've gotten all the intelligence I'm going to get from the outside.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, we can case it for weak points depending on how many of us are planning to try to get in and how.
I linked the PDF in Discord. You should read it when you get a chance.
I will. Are they as great as that?
So let me put it this way: my 3 personal favorites are a mace that's filled with the inner core of the mace head is actually an explosive material. So as soon as somebody gets a good hit with it, it blows up. A statue that appears to be silver but is actually made of sodium. So as soon as it touches water, it blows up. And then a spyglass that has divination magic on it that's supposed to show you your true desire. But when you try to use it, it's got a spring trap inside of it and it pokes out your eye.
Damn.
All of which I have used on people in the past.
All right, this is going in my D&D folder.
Mental note to
Why
check
do
all
you do this to us?
I still like the helm of breathing water with the sign that read "Adventurers Only" on it. Anyhow, are you gonna drop your disguised self before you try and go into the temple?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
You're seriously going to go in there wearing your face?
I mean, that's who they're expecting.
Right.
They are expecting you guys. Don't forget that, please.
Right. We're
At the
not
very
breaking
least,
and
they're
entering. We've been
expecting
invited.
Rich and whoever else was the one that promised to help them.
Somebody else did, probably.
I'm gonna say Ox. And no, I think I will in fact drop the disguise before I head.
Alright, awesome. So, drop the disguise.
I'm hoping you went into an alley to drop it as well.
Of course.
Yeah, I kind of figured. So, there are some lovely, very large doors on the front of the building. They too are painted yellow because, if nothing else, the disciples really like running with a team. There is a large knocker in the middle of them. Assuming one of you uses said knocker.
No, we're just gonna stand around and stare at it.
If you will really hard, it'll knock itself.
Yes, we know.
Mage hand.
So assuming somebody uses the knocker, if nobody does, then after about a minute, it gets bored and knocks itself.
I knew it!
And you hear a little pitter-patter of steps from inside, and Ildihar opens the door and smiles as he sees all of you. Oh, thank you all for coming. It's so great to see you here. Please, come in, come in. He leads you within the temple. It seems surprisingly normal. Besides the yellow, there is a wooden planked floor across most of the inside. There are a couple of small doors to the side, but most of the inner space is taken up by two things. One of them is a very large kitchen. The other is what looks like a set of pews, which are all formed facing towards a pulpit, I believe it's called. Podium? Lectern? Pulpit. The pews and the pulpit have no one at them right now, but surrounding them, letting in a lot of light, are several very large, very nice colored windows. Several of which depict a very tall figure in yellow robes. His hood is always up, but there's always a strange-looking symbol above his head.
When you say above, like it's just kind of there floating.
Like, you know how Renaissance era paintings of Jesus always had a halo?
Yep.
Picture that, except instead of a halo, it's another symbol.
Well then, darling, what can you tell us about this thievery you were talking about?
Oh, he is most unkind. He came in, he took some of the food, he raided the bishop's office. It's awful to do. I don't know why you'd do something like that. Do you need me to show you around or anything? I don't know how this works. He's kind of smiling eagerly at you all.
I do suppose seeing the general area and seeing, well, at least knowing what got stolen and where it got stolen from is always helpful, yes?
Okay. So I can show you the kitchen, or I can show you into the kitchen and point you to where he was. But I don't have keys to the bishop's office. I'll need to go run and find him. He should be around somewhere. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Awesome. I'll go do that right now. I'll be back soon, hopefully in a few minutes.
Thank you,
Here,
darling.
let me show you the kitchen real quick. He leads you over into the enormous kitchen. He stole some stuff out of the pantry. I don't know why. It doesn't look like he stole any of the other supplies, though. So, yeah, I'm going to go find the bishop. I'll be back in a few. Bye-bye. Ildahar scurries off into one of the side doors.
Inks just gives one of those looks that says a million words, and most of them are wow.
I guess we should look around for clues.
Yes.
What kind of clues are you looking for?
CSI Waterdeep.
Scooby snacks.
People
Roll a
wearing
perception.
suits and
Roll an
masks.
investigation check to look for Scooby snacks.
I'm mostly looking for anything that doesn't look like it belongs in a kitchen.
Okay. Roll investigation for that too, I guess. Well, you think
Off to a
this
good
kitchen?
start.
Yeah, you think this kitchen is
Come on, Relix,
Is-
let's do this.
Rilix kind of flutters around. Meow, meow, meow. Actually, does he have investigation proficiency? No, he doesn't. The cat rolled the highest investigation check.
Surprise, surprise.
Of course he did. Okay.
To be fair, I would have gotten that 21 if that hadn't been a roll for double.
Ooh, fun other things that Tressum can do, apparently. So Tressum can detect anything that's invisible within 60 feet of them, that's magically invisible. And they can also detect whether things are poisonous by taste, touch, or smell.
Good kitty.
Fun thing.
In that case, I probably would have made sure she got a whiff of the soup. Just to be sure.
Okay. Still not poisonous.
Yeah, but I don't trust these people.
That's fair. That's
They're
fair.
too nice. What's their angle?
Exactly.
All right. So Rilix smells something weird. He's kind of over pawing at what looks like just some shit on the floor. Okay.
Go take a look at that.
Sorry, roommate just came back. Yeah, so Rilix went over and he's pawing at some weird dirt on the floor. It looks, at first glance, it looks just like flour. Give me the description for detect evil and good. There we go. Let me finish with this first. So Rilix finds something that at first looks like flour, but it's got a bunch of dirt and stuff mixed into it. Roll Arcana. Anybody who follows the cat to look at this, which really is probably all of you.
Huh, that's not even on my list.
Smells like undead.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, it does not smell good. Beyond that, though, Rilix finds exactly nothing.
That is certainly something, though.
It is.
Undead bread.
Sorry?
Undead bread.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How,
I was assuming it was slightly colored grave dirt, but sure, yeah, let's go with yours.
Literal Plants vs. Zombies.
how does one make one undead bread?
Well, you take one undead.
And you bread it.
You literally grind
You grind their bones to make your bread. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's like cricket meal.
Sure. Detect evil and good. There are no celestials, fiends, fae, or elementals. One sec. Don't worry about it. Yeah, there are no celestials, elementals, fey, or fiends within, or undead, or undead within 30 feet of you.
But maybe an aberration?
There are no aberrations that you can detect within 30 feet of you.
And this place is not consecrated or desecrated or whatever.
Not that you can detect.
Except for, having undead bread on the floor there.
Well, it smells like undead, but doesn't ping as undead. So it might have been formerly undead, but they killed it.
Oh, would it ping as undead? No, it wouldn't ping as undead. It was never part of an undead creature, but it spent long enough around the undead. I'm just gonna stop right there. Smells like it, but wasn't part of an undead.
Well, we found your necromancer.
Anyway, that's a clue. We should probably take some of that with us.
Okay. Yeah, you can scoop up some of the undead dirt mixed with flour and take it with you.
But dare we face the Zombaker?
Sorry?
Dare we face the Zombaker?
I don't know. Dare you? I don't know what CR the Zombaker is.
Don't care. I'm gonna smite the shit out of them, and then make toast. Right.
I prefer Tom Baker.
You start hearing the sounds of feet on stairs coming from somewhere in the chapel.
We're waiting for the bishop to open the door to the place.
What a coincidence. After a few seconds of feet to stare, you hear one of the doors to the side of the church open, and Ildahar steps out, leading a hunched-over older man. He's also wearing a yellow robe. His hood is down. He looks a bit sour. And he hobbles towards you with the aid of a staff. My friends, may I introduce to you Bishop Gothkus.
Pleasure, sir.
The pleasure is all mine, I suppose. What can the disciples of the Yellow King do for you?
I suppose that would actually be our line. We were here to help you.
Ah, you're the thief takers.
Thief takers?
At the moment, yes.
Interesting.
As best as possible, at least.
Ask your questions.
And we were hoping to learn what had been stolen from where, and if we may look around.
You kind of got cut off at the beginning of that second sentence.
Oh. Just asking whether, if they could learn what had been stolen and from where, and if they could take a look around to figure out who may have done it.
Of course, you may take a look around. The only place we know the thief to have been is in the kitchen and in my office. Come, let me show you my office. He turns and heads back towards the door and gives a little follow me wave at you. The thief stole food from our pantries. Food that was meant to go towards helping the people of this city. But he also came into my office looking. He disrupted my things, tried to break into our safe.
Did he take anything in particular? Or do you think he was looking for anything in particular?
Probably for gold. You may have noticed this isn't the most friendly of neighborhoods. Waterdeep is not the most friendly of cities, especially not to our kind.
He's human, right?
Yes. Sorry, I don't think I specified, but yes, he is human. We extend trust when necessary. But we are not fools. He could not get at our gold, for it was hidden. Beyond that, he took some papers regarding internal church matters. Did I say church? Disciple matters. We worry that this will be used to disrupt our plans. We would appreciate if you could find the one who did it. Am I still audible when I'm talking? Just to make
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
about to speak up.
We're just all too creeped out.
Creeped out and
May we
thinking.
have your permission to investigate the temple and its grounds freely, so that we may ascertain the identity of your thief?
I cannot give you free permission, unfortunately. I am bound by the tenets of the disciples. But I will give you permission where I can.
Looking around the room, are there any windows in here?
Nope. You're downstairs. Sorry. You're underground.
Okay.
This is also fun note that I probably should have mentioned earlier. This is also where you would have detected the
right in the room where the book would be.
uh-huh.
And I probably don't see any lead line boxes, but there is one large box that contains things they would want to keep hidden.
Roll perception real quick. Okay, so you don't notice any obvious lead-lined boxes. There's the bishop pointed to a safe on the wall. Yeah, this guy really doesn't inspire confidence. But the bishop pointed to a safe on the wall that's kind of open. Or, well, the safe itself isn't open, but it's like visible. Your 16 would have let you notice that the door to this room is a bit heavier than you would have expected, though.
Hmm. Okay. Is there any paperwork on the desk?
Oodles.
Books there too, I presume.
Several. Any look in particular that you're looking for?
Well, if any of them say list of codes and how to break them, that would be helpful. But
No. None of them say a list of codes and how to break them.
Code breaking for dummies.
Well, you don't even need any breaking ability at that point. You just want the codes.
right.
More likely,
Not
you'd be looking for something with the symbol of the church on it, or ridiculously yellow.
Honestly, I just want a book that looks like the last book.
Everything looks ridiculously yellow. I believe the last book had the Kraken Brotherhood logo on it, or emblem on it. There are no Kraken Brotherhood emblazoned books in here. There are several books which have the emblem of the disciples of the disciples on them, which I should really put up again. It's the same emblem. I'll put it up again. At some point before next session. But yeah, the emblem of the disciples is on several of the books. It's also at the top and or bottom of several of the sheets of parchment on his desk. His desk is made out of some sort of yellow wood. The walls are all also yellow down here. Everything's fucking yellow in this place.
It's hurting my eyes a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Hmm. I guess I should ask him what, for the purpose of making the divination work, what can he tell us about the papers that were stolen? The more we know, the more we can do for him.
They described rituals of the church. More than
For
that.
clarity, are these rituals open rituals or secret rituals?
Secret.
Okay.
They are performed by higher level individuals, so to speak. The bishops, like myself, and those above us.
Hmm. And nothing else was stolen except for these papers and a little bit of food?
Correct. The thief was trying to crack the safe, but he did not make it inside.
Do you have any idea why a particular thief would be after paperwork if they couldn't get gold?
I did not have the chance to ask him, unfortunately. Perhaps next time when I meet an invisible man, I will take the time to ask him why he is breaking into my safe.
Thanks for just smirk at that.
Yeah, that would probably help.
Why do we believe that the thief was invisible rather than simply unseen?
Because I may have found him trying to break in.
You mean you entered your office as he was trying to break into the safe?
Correct.
Did you attack him? It would be reasonable if you did.
I attempted to. It did not work very well. I managed to briefly drop his invisibility, but he teleported out as soon as I did.
What did you see?
Short little bugger. Looked like a deep dwarf. Other than that, nothing.
Deep dwarf.
God damn.
It seems like he's telling the truth.
Rich, help me out here.
Are deep dwarves common in Waterdeep?
Occasionally, they've been known to drop in on the temple before. We have a partnership with several groups of disciples in the Underdark. After all, they are still rebuilding after the incursion. He still seems like he's telling the truth.
But out of character, are deep dwarfs something that you'd find around Waterdeep, or would it be shocking to see one? Or
Waterdeep in general, yeah, it'd be very unusual to see a deep dwarf around here.
okay,
Disciples, maybe not as much, but weird to see deep dwarves.
there's not like a little Durgar town.
No, there are no little dwarf.
Underdark.
Actually, it's like let me.
Little Grocklestug.
No, Gacklestug is far enough away, even like via the Underdark, that no. And no, nobody makes little versions of any of the Underdark towns. They're shitholes. Did you learn nothing from the last campaign?
I forgot what I learned as quick as I could.
Yeah, that sounds like the last campaign.
That just sounds like Ned.
Well, this is a very significant piece of information. It was a deep dwarf.
Yes. The filthy dwergar in my office. Most unsatisfying.
Did you clean the office since then?
I suppose we had to. He'd scattered my things all over the office.
It's a slight frown at that, but okay.
You may look around in here, if you so please. I must insist, however, that I remain here. Some secrets must be kept. You understand, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
He settles in by the door, kind of watches you guys.
I want to look around near the safe, especially on the floor by the safe, see if he dropped anything.
Perception check. Actually, investigation.
Sure, it can't be perception. I'm just looking.
Yeah, sure, perception. Oh, what do you know? Yeah, you do find a little bit of familiar smelling dirt by the safe.
Interesting. I have to test some. Give it a sniff. Confirm that it's the same.
Yep, smells like dead things. Anybody else poking around?
How
I'm
hard
gonna
would it
look
be to
around
open the
for-
safe?
Fairly difficult to open the safe. Why?
No, I was just wondering.
Okay. Inks, you were asking something? I think.
She was just asking as an aside, just out of curiosity, if he knew if any specific type of ingredients or anything like that were taken from the pantry. If it seemed like, or if it was just everything that had been on a certain shelf.
It was just bread, flour, assorted other grains. Nothing raw, no ingredients. Besides those.
Let's give a nod at that. Pondering where to check out, if not the floor or anything. Plus, he cleaned up, so that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, you can still take a poke around for anything interesting.
Look around for other markings or anything like that.
Okay, go ahead. So what are you looking for with your investigation? Anything in particular, or just general poke and look?
Just sort of general poke and look.
Okay. You notice Adriel smell some dirt, some new dirt. There's still a lot of papers on the desk, and it's in about the right place for the book. But I don't know which book it is. You notice a couple scuff marks on the floor as well. Besides that, nothing really. Inks, you notice mostly the same.
The
As,
scuff marks, where are they? And I mean, do they go from nowhere to nowhere, or?
They're just kind of nowhere to nowhere. One of them looks kind of like it was made by a staff.
Is there a staff present?
Bishop Gothkus walks using a staff.
And he said the Duergar teleported out, right?
He did. Before I could stop him, he was gone. Most unfortunate.
Here'd be a question for Adriel. Along with that dirt and stuff like that, were there wisps of flour or any kind of stuff to go along with it?
Compare the two. Although I'd probably end up having to get the Tessin whose name I cannot remember for the life of me.
It would just be, is there any like white powdery stuff or grainy type looking stuff in it? The one in here. Is there any mark of flour?
Oh, yeah, probably a bit of flour. Yeah, a bit of flour in it.
Okay.
Not as much as the one upstairs, but...
It would be very strange if he teleported out before he grabbed a bunch of flour.
When you found
obviously that would obviously be a thing of opportunity. He wouldn't show up to go here to steal flour.
Exactly.
And baked bread. Don't forget about the bread.
Yeah. I'm just saying it would have been weird if he was caught before he somehow grabbed the stuff that he supposedly grabbed first.
Yeah, if he got caught and then went to the kitchen and stole some bread while it was here just to be a dick, that would be weird. Very arrogant.
Especially since he teleported.
Yeah.
That would have been something off in the story in my mind.
Now, what I'm wondering is, when you discovered the dwarf, did it try to fight you at all, or did he seek only escape?
As soon as I happened upon him, he said something that sounded like a curse, then muttered some underdark gibberish and disappeared. I managed to hit him with a spot of flame, but he didn't even try to fight back.
This is not my night.
Seems legit. Still seems legit.
My God! Richard!
Hey, Rich, you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need your awesome spy skills.
Right, but those work better when nobody's watching.
You don't have insight?
Nope.
Apparently not.
Still seems legit. Still seems
Yeah, I'm
legit.
not particularly good at it either.
Apparently, this is the most legit anyone can be.
Is he
Yep,
too
it's
legit
legit.
to quit?
This is the worst night for rolls.
Has the Tressum rolled insight yet?
Ox still seems legit.
Yeah, I figured.
How is it you guys have literally all of the charisma skills, but none of you has a decent insight score?
Because we put it all in charisma.
I mean, Soliloquy and I do, but we rolled like shit.
I've literally been rolling like shit this entire night. I got like one decent.
Good thing there hasn't been. Good thing we haven't been in combat or something then.
Yeah, that would suck. I'm pondering other stuff to ask, but. It sounds like it may be down to Adriel's location skills, but if it was someone who teleported, there's probably not a chance there.
Yes. Because we're not going to be able to dig through this guy's papers while he's here. But
That
assumes
is
it's
the problem.
Just checking this file real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, 1,000 feet is not hugely far in a city.
No. But given that it's probably within the same room as you. Or wait, are you looking for the thief instead of the book now?
Well, I'm really if I'm casting a spell, I'm looking for the papers. If that makes sense. But that's only going to be if he's still in the vicinity, which is unlikely to work, but I'll cast it.
Okay. Yeah, the book's still there. Still
No,
on the
not for the cipher book, for the stolen papers.
Oh, for the stolen ones.
Yeah.
Fuck. Would he? No, he'd be gone. He'd be definitely more than 1,000 feet away at this point.
Mhm.
It's been a couple of days, probably, at least. So yeah, the thief is gone,
Yeah.
and his papers with him.
Right. Not unexpected, but aside from keeping samples of the dirt stuff, I don't know what else we can do here.
So there's paperwork and are there books on shelves or anything like that?
There are several books on his desk. There are a couple of bookshelves around the side of the room as well, which hold various religious and arcane texts.
So I didn't grab any books or anything like that. There's nothing seems missing between shelves or something like that.
I mean, the shelves aren't necessarily full, but there's no obvious holes in them. Like, they don't fill the whole bookcase, but there isn't like a whole wad of books and then one missing in the middle or something. They're all consecutively squished together and everything, if that makes sense.
It does.
My brain is coming up empty. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got nothing.
I mean, in theory, I could turn into a bloodhound and take a sniff around. Do we want to do that in front of this guy?
He's a priest, cleric.
There's not going to be shocked that magic exists.
Yeah.
Well, no.
My thing is, okay, let's, like, even if we get it, it's been a couple days. You're going to get out of the building, and then all you're going to smell is just the stink of people and horses. You're not going to be able to find a guy.
I don't know. A couple of days indoors isn't
Plus-
really that much, especially if they don't have modern cleaning techniques.
Well, the other thing is, even if he did, the guy teleported out, so we're not going to track him down that way. So unless you smell something we didn't notice before.
Yeah, if he stopped somewhere else
Like
in the
how
building.
he got in.
There's not going to be a trail we can follow, though, because we know he can teleport.
Alright.
The best you might be able to find is if he actually stopped somewhere else in the place, besides just the pantry and this office. But I'm not sure. because that would be the only way we'd find something new, since we can't tell whether this guy's lying or not. Besides asking if, I guess, he's sure that the pantry and this office were the only places that have anything taken from them. Or that seemed otherwise rattled.
We
You dropped off after we. Or did I die?
Nope, you're still here.
Okay, good.
ring, hello.
Hear you
Yeah, I
now.
can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, internet. Okay. Just of what I was saying. The disciples keep very accurate records. After all, our money is gifted to us by the people. It would not do for us to waste the people's money.
So the basic was no, nothing else was stolen or tampered with.
No, not that they can find.
One last try. Fucker, fuck.
I mean, still seems legit. I'm sorry. Seems legit still.
God, he's just so legit.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, we haven't seen anything in particular to suggest he's lying aside from that really creepy voice.
And the fact that nobody trusts these guys.
Well, we out of character. I think the only thing that this party has against him is Lord Naboon doesn't like him, and we kind of find him a little weird. That's it.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
Mormon Jehovah's Witness weird.
Yeah, it's annoying. I can see that. I'm not inclined to join them, but at the same time, we just got a guy with a weird accent. And somebody came in, tried to steal some stuff, failed mostly, and now they want us to find us some random paperwork. If it was really that important to them, they would have their own people running around trying to find this stuff.
Does
And I'm sure they've already written off the bread, and they didn't take any gold or anything out of the safe. So
what about the neighborhood this is in and the general state and the place makes you think they have people to solve this for them in Waterdeep?
if it was absolutely vital that these things not be found, the church would have done something about it. I don't know what.
This is
But
true.
something.
They
Sick
probably
got
would
on
have.
them. So
Sick
if they haven't
on?
done anything, it's because it's not important enough to do something about. Just like they totally wrote off the bread because, okay, it's bread.
I'm going to be honest, darling. This isn't very much to go on, but we'll certainly keep our eyes out.
You totally cut out halfway through that sentence.
She said it isn't much to go on, but they'll certainly keep their eyes out.
I'm going to assume the end of that sentence was keep a lookout or something to that
Yes,
effect.
to that effect,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, well, that would be most appreciated. The church will be looking into this as well, of course. The disciples cannot simply let others steal our secrets. That would be unfortunate for everyone involved, I am sure.
Yes, of course.
Do let us know if you find anything, or tell the other disciples if you do. They will make sure word gets to us. Tell them to send it to Bishop Gothkus.
Certainly.
If that is all you are here for, is it all you are here for, young people? Or are there other investigative methods you wish to employ?
Thanks. We'll just give a look over to Adriel and Syl and Rich.
I figure we'll keep an eye out, but I don't know what more we can do for him.
Any eyes are appreciated, young thief taker.
But Your Grace.
He bows to you. Thank you for your aid in this matter. May you go forth in brotherhood and come back to ever greater union.
Right. You too. And with that, I think I'm gonna head on out.
Yeah, take her leave.
He bows to each of you as you walk out the door. Ildahar's waiting for you at the top of the stairs. So did you find anything?
No, but we have some ideas.
Okay. Well, keep in touch. Let us know if you do. I know you're probably really busy doing adventurer stuff or something, but we really appreciate any help you can give us. The bishop does too. I promise. He's just not very good at showing it all the time.
Of course. Well, you have a nice day, darling.
You too. Bye-bye.
Did he take lessons on being creepy or something?
Ildahar or the bishop?
Ildahar. That bye-bye was weird.
Yeah. As soon as her decent ways away, Inks just like puts some more tobacco in her pipe, lights it with some prestidigitation, and takes just like a long drag and lets it loose slowly. That was a very large waste of our time.
Well, I'm glad you found him creepy.
Well then, magical Dwergard popping in and out. Wonderful. Shall we get back to our interesting giant mission?
I suppose it depends on
Yeah.
how far we want to press into them. Certainly, now we at least know the layout if we wanted to go and obtain a book.
Well, we're not leaving today. So if someone wants to get up to some shenanigans in the evening, I'm not gonna stop you because I'm curious too, but I'm also not gonna actively aid you, mostly because I wouldn't be good at it. Beyond that, honestly, this is not the most important thing for us to be doing right now.
Agreed.
I think addressing the giants is a clear and present threat that we can get at the heart of. Even if the giants were not a thing, there would be the undead in the swamp.
Not to
That
mention,
would
if
be the
there is
next most important
something
thing.
weird going on with these people, it looks like somebody else is already taking care of it.
Somebody else is already interested. And frankly, from them, we've not seen anything overtly hostile. I understand his lordship's concern with them, but I think even he acknowledges that they are not a priority of any real significance. And I think we should take the same tack.
Well, I have no real objection to moving on, so
Well, if that's the case, I need to go find a wizard to help me with my enchantment. Anyone else for some shopping before we go?
at the very least, I wouldn't mind having a look around. Who knows? Perhaps we'll find something amazing.
All right. So 2 people for shopping / wandering. Anyone else up for some shenaniganry? Shenaniganery?
Shenanigan a ding dong.
And a hush fell over the crowd.
Isn't
mean,
that
I think
usually
right
your
now
thing? Yeah.
I ain't got anything better to do, so sure.
All right. So those who are wandering, Inks, I know you're looking for someone to enchant the pipe. You can definitely find somebody to make your pipe magical. It'll take them about a day. It'll cost you +1 wands or whatever it is for wizards are rare, correct?
Like Wand of the War Mage, I think is like uncommon.
Huh, really?
Doesn't it have multiple levels though?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, with the basic one.
Yeah, I assume if you're just going for a basic +1 Wand of War Mage, your pipe is not exactly conventional, so we'll call it 600 base for enchanting it.
Can I haggle?
Of course you can. Before you do, though, roll a perception check for on your way there.
Since I'm going with her, can I roll too?
Can. It probably won't be... roll anyways. Okay. One sec, actually. All right. So Inks, you and I guess Rich spots too. Inks in particular will recognize this though. You spot an older-looking dwarven woman passing through the crowd near you. Doesn't look like she notices you, but it's an older dwarven woman. Looks like she's quite the drinker.
As soon as she notices her, Inks is just gonna grab Rich by the arm, do her usual thing, and pull him in a slightly different direction down another street.
All right. She doesn't notice you, so you're fine.
Slightly giving the side eye back over there, just checking where in the general direction that lady's going before continuing on.
All right. Any information about what that was all about?
Nothing I need to worry about, darling. Just someone I didn't really want to see. Now come along, we have shenanigans.
Two shenanigans.
All right. So, shenanigans for your enchanted pipe. 600 base. You wanted to haggle. What do?
How about 350?
I'll split you at 450.
Got a deal.
All right. Come back in a day. We'll be ready for you.
Thank you, darling.
Those of you who are just out for shenaniganery, are you looking for anything in particular, or should I get out the carousing table?
I'm definitely feeling the carousing table.
Oh, yes.
I have no idea what that is, so absolutely.
All right. So we're gonna. The normal carousing table is insufficient, so we're rolling on the bigger, badder, longer, uncut carousing table.
Oh, my.
All right. So, shenaniganery. You set that ox. What are you doing, actually?
Shenaniganery.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna roll for each of you on the carousing table. So yeah, you go out. You end up at a bar, as is wont to happen. You're all drinking, having a good time. Hours begin to pass. And eventually, the evening passes very quickly. Let's see. All right. Who wants to go first?
I will. Ox.
All right. Ox, you wake up in a temple. It is a very, very lovely temple. It looks like it's a temple of Ayun. There are several monks gathered around you and are praying for your soul.
Well, that's nice. It's always good to have people care about you.
Let's see. Who wants to go next?
I will.
All right, so you wake up in an alley. You're a little bit groggy, and apparently you've been very still because there's a group of small children standing over you, poking you with sticks and having an argument. She's totally dead. She hasn't moved for hours. No, she's been breathing and stuff. She's definitely not dead. You're an idiot.
Not dead. Go away, please.
Ah! The scary lady's not dead. Run away!
That's gonna be bad for the hangover headache.
All right. Who wants to go third on the carousing table?
I'll go.
All right, Ned. You got a 70. You also wake up in an alley. There's a group of much less adorable urchins standing over you. They're having a very strange conversation. One of them, as you come back into consciousness, one of them is just saying, "Look, if we shave his head, and his chest, and his legs, I bet you we could get 5 gold pieces for the lot of it." Then what the urchin next to him says, "No. You want the most money? You gotta shave his ass cheek too. Shave both his ass cheeks. We'll sell the hair. People love ass cheek hair."
Are you guys high?
Ah! No. People love hair. We tried to sell it to them.
Everybody knows the most money is to be made from the toe hair.
Please don't hurt us. We just wanted to shave you.
Yeah, but okay, just get out of here.
Thank you, kind sir.
It's a
Thank
free
you for
haircut,
not
man.
hurting us.
Do you want your ass hair shaved?
I mean, I have metallic ass, so maybe they can polish it.
Inks, you wake up in a sumptuous bed in a beautiful hotel, along with a lovely room service breakfast. Caviar and sparkling wine comes the bill. It's solid 20 gold. There is, however, also an open window next to you.
Oh yeah.
Roll out the window. Go find the rest of the group.
Oh, I'm sure she probably swiped the money off of whoever got her in there.
Probably.
I'm just picturing you rolling out the window going, whoa, 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 whoa.
That she just forges the name of a noble in the area.
That's the spirit. All right. So. Oh, actually, Adriel, do you want to get in on the carousing?
Honestly, not tonight. She would probably want to get to a Temple of Bahamut if there's one in Waterdeep, the big enough city that I assume it is. I don't think she's done that in a long time.
Probably.
So yeah, rituals and whatever. I was gonna say fasting, but that doesn't sound very dragonish. Whatever they do.
You hoard a bunch of stuff and sit on top of it.
Basically.
Yeah. So as you're praying, you hear 2 words. Unite them. Nothing more than that. Yes.
Okay.
You heard it correctly. But you all awaken in the morning in your respective alleys slash hotels slash wherever you woke up. Make the walk of shame back to the hotel.
Walks of shame for people who can't turn into squirrels and run along the rooftops.
Walks
The
of shame
scurry
for
of shame.
Walks of shame for people who have shame.
This is true.
Yeah, but the rooftops are further from the street, and so I don't have to push through people and deal with their noise as much.
So I've been just like groggy, like, and Inks just walks in refreshed. Oh, good morning.
I hate people like that.
Now tell me how you really feel, darling. Don't sugarcoat it.
All right. So everybody's nice and hungover, except for Adriel and apparently Inks. Does anybody want to get up to more shenaniganery?
Where is it that we actually met up again?
We're going to call it the Inn of the Prancing Dog. Where you guys are staying in Waterdeep. You totally checked into it last session.
Our usual hangout, I presume.
Sure.
Oh yeah, there was some performances I think last time.
Sounds about right. Yeah. You guys can just wait for the one to be done and then head out if you want. You're just teleporting to Everland, right? I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
That was definitely the plan.
Yes, I'd like to get out of here as quickly as possible.
All right. So you can wait around for the one to be done. Head basically straight back out to the teleportation circle in the crypt that you guys found last time. The wizard on duty there has to be poked a bit to be roused from her slumber, but yawning and a little bit groggy, she casts a teleport spell to take you guys back to Everland on the roof of that lovely tower where you met Crow and Valharrow. So you're back on top of the big black stone tower. I believe, what's its name? Moongleam Tower. That's the name of it.
Seems like only yesterday. But it was actually the day before.
Something just occurred to me, and I want to just quickly double check this.
Yes.
We went through the teleportation circle with David.
You cut out.
We
Yep.
Yeah, so we took our horses, didn't we?
We're going to say yes.
So we're now on top of a tower with horses.
Yes.
Just checking.
Like we do.
Yeah, everybody seems rather accustomed to this site, given that the teleportation circles.
Don't ask how we get the horses down. We just do. Plot armor.
There's very wide stairs in this place. It seems like they've thought of this kind of thing. Probably only takes the one time.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah, but that one time.
That one time was magical.
That's why it was only one time. All right. But you are now in Everland. Archmage Valharrow is by the circle as you guys come out. He gives you a nod and a wave as you come out, but otherwise it's just kind of chilling there.
Alright, so I open up the map and fast travel.
I mean, it's only about a day's ride to Silvery Moon.
It should only be a day.
Yeah, it's about a day. Silvery
His
Moon.
question, would he know anything about this order we're supposed to find?
About which? About the Oracle?
That or the order, since this is near the, This is around the area he said to look, right?
Oh, yeah. Which one do you want to ask him about?
Both.
One, then the other.
Okay. He raises an eyebrow at the mention of the Order of Cerizo. Yes, they were around here. They were in the north of the Silvery Moon Pass, in the Nether Mountains. Haven't heard from them in quite a while, though, since the incursion. Why do you ask?
We simply heard that they might be helpful, what with the incursion going on.
Well, if needs must, we can draw you a map to drop by. I don't know that they're accepting visitors at the moment, but we can draw you a map to where they used to be at least.
That would be quite helpful, thank you.
So there's now a bright red dot north of Everland in the mountains. That's about where they are, or where they used to be at least.
What have you heard of that frost giant?
He's a harper. He's heard of everything noteworthy. Oh yes, dear Harshnag. Last I'd heard, he went east from Silvery Moon. Towards the Hawk's Nest, and maybe beyond.
Oh, well then. Looks like we may be able to kill two birds with one stone.
You cut off in the middle of that sentence again.
Just basically said two birds, one stone, and thanked him.
Oh, no problem.
We'll leave you to your work. Thank you.
Did you still want to ask him about the Oracle?
Oh, did somebody not?
He has heard of everything noteworthy.
I'm sorry, what?
I said he has heard of everything noteworthy. Did that not come through at all?
Only the basics. He knows it's north somewhere. He knows that it's. He knows it's north somewhere. He knows it's somewhere, and he's decently sure it's somewhere in the spine of the world. Um, you know, he knows that it was a gift to the giants from the Allfather. Besides that, he doesn't have anything more specific for you than what you already know.
And I think with that, we'll get out of his hair.
You come back whenever you have more questions. He waves cheerily at you.
I'm a curt little wave and head down the stairs.
All right. Um, All right. So, do you guys want to do anything in Everland, or just head straight to Silvery Moon, or some other way? You know roughly where Harshnag was last seen headed, anyways.
I think we want to just start chasing down Harshnard.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a little while to at least find a heavier coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Um, given an hour or so, you can track down some nice heavy northern winter clothing, as opposed to that shit they get in the south.
It's just adapted to a different situation.
Yeah. Um, yeah, you can find it. Probably costs you 2 gold for a decent one. Besides that, yeah, you can leave the city, head on to Silvery Moon. But I think this is where we're going to end for tonight, guys.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Seems
Alright.
like a
Sorry?
seems like a reasonable enough place. Thanks for running.
No problem. Yeah. Questions, comments, concerns, anything?
Glad you didn't die. Of plague.
Yep. Oh my. Fuck. Yeah. Not much else to say there.
You did tell me to remind you about spell research after the session.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Give me a bit of time. I don't have anything offhand for it. Give me a bit of time. I'm really busy up until like Wednesday. So give me a bit of time. I'll get it. Hopefully, get that to you like Thursday or Friday. For like researching new spells and stuff. Are you looking to research like entirely new spells, or are you looking to research like spells that already exist but you can't cast?
I was thinking of new spells, both in the sense of classical, like takes up a spell slot spells, and I'm also interested, if possible, in I don't know, kind of ritually cast magic, something that's bigger to do but has a larger or longer lasting effect.
Okay. Aren't there? I feel like there are rules for this in 3.5. I can probably adapt those.
I know
You
13th
have-
Age has rules for these that you might find easier to adapt because they're very open.
If you have anything specific on your mind right now, send them my way. Just like Discord message them to me or something. I guess this goes for everybody if you're really interested in researching. But yeah, if you have any specific ideas for them, send them my way. Otherwise, I will adapt some rules and get those to you before next session.
Cool.
All right.
And Robin, I think you've got nomination this week?
I totally forgot about that.
Yes, you do. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Damn it, you need to get over here. We need to go to karaoke sometime.
Washington's a long way away, especially when you have zero money.
Boo.
We can always do Discord karaoke.
Yeah.
Also, I am honestly not sure who to nominate.
You can always pick it at random. That's a legitimate strategy.
Then I am nominating Inks. Yay, random numbers. And boo forgetting where I had my push to talk.
Woo, random numbers.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Vince.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yay.
All right. If nobody has anything else, I would got work to do. So
Good night. Thanks for a game.
yeah,
Yes,
no,
thank
no
you.
worries. Night, guys.
Later.
I'll see you all
Good night,
next week.
y'all.
everybody.
Bye, guys.